y'all, are we ready? I'm not ready, so hopefully you are. Because I'm going to be sharing with you my ranking of my large Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. And when I tell you, like, I want to get this done so fast. I just want to be done because the ranking, it makes me, like, I get anxious. Like, I got boob sweat going on. Like, I'm just, like, super hot. Like, why does it do this to me? I don't understand. Anyway, the reason that I'm doing this video is because I am collaborating with Dion Luvs Makeup. I will have her video of her ranking in my description box. So you can head on over there and tell her, hey girl, and you can watch the rest of her videos as well. Now, the first thing I noticed about Dion is that she starts all of her videos putting on chapstick. And I was like, I understand. I get you. Because I love a good lip balm. I love a good chapstick. Give me some Vaseline and I will slather that all on my lips. I was that kid in kindergarten who had chapstick in her sweater. So at recess, I would be like... Anyway, so I really thought that was so hilarious that she just comes out the gate with that. I really appreciate that she does a lot of tips and tricks, and Dion has sensitive skin, and so if you're the person who struggles to know if a formula is gonna irritate you or not, like sometimes she takes that takes that chance for you, and so she's great to reference when you're trying to figure out new products. Also, Dion has a nice, like, small curated collection, unlike some of us. And so I can really appreciate that as well. And lastly, we are in the same profession. And so there's like a different level of kinship around that because there are just experiences you have as a therapist that oftentimes only other therapists are going to understand. So definitely go check out Dion. Tell her I said, hey girl. And I'm also going to let you know that we're probably going to disagree on our ranking list. And you and I are going to disagree. You and I are going to disagree as well. I'm just putting it out there. Like, we've been here before, okay? Like, I recognize that tree. We have been here before. So, I'm going to go ahead and start. I have 7 of the Natasha Denona larger palettes. I don't have all of them, but I have 7. Many of them are 15 pan. I do have one that is, I think, 28 pans. And, yeah, I actually like all... No. Let me see. It feels to me like trying to choose your favorite child. Like, I know y'all parents are like, I don't have a favorite child. Yes, you do. Don't lie. Because I know I'm my parents' favorite. So it's not like you love it more. It's just like you like it a little more. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's the end of the week. Who knows what I'm saying? So... I love all of these, right? I just like some of them a little bit better. I get along with some of them a little bit better. I appreciate some of them a little bit better. That's how I'm going to put it. Okay. And you're going to disagree. We already got that out the way. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And these are too expensive, but I have 7 of them anyway. So number 7, get ready. Okay. The gold palette. I know. I'm disappointing you. I'm sorry. The gold palette. Now, this is a beautiful palette with the golds and stuff. Like, look, doesn't it look good? Just like against my skin tone. The gold palette looks pretty. What I don't get is like these 2 shades here, like the bluish greenish ones. Like, why are those there? I don't understand. I'm not a makeup beauty creator person of makeup things. So maybe in Natasha's eye, this makes sense. In my eye, I'm like, I don't get it. Why is that there? Also, the way that I do my makeup, I tend to like to put a deeper, darker color in the outer corner, right? And so that kind of limits me to this shade here. Oop, my bad. And this shade here, right? And so for me, it feels like it then limits like the looks that I do because I'm relying on those 2 shades if I'm just using this palette alone. Now, I have a friend who raves about this palette And like before I had it, she was always like, girl, the gold palette. And then I got it and I was like, oh, okay. It's nice. So, number 7. Number 6 is the Safari palette. This is the all matte palette, and lots of people really don't like this palette. And so I was like, I wonder if I will. I'll tell you a little thing about me. When somebody likes something, or when people like something and they're just raving about it, I tend to start out not liking it. I don't know why. I think I'm just contrary. I like being difficult. So everyone was like hating on this, and I was like, ooh, I want it. So this is an all matte palette. I don't typically use this palette on its own. I really use it as a companion palette. So I'm okay with pulling colors from different palettes, right? I know some people prefer to just use one palette. I'm okay with pulling something from another palette that if I need something different. So if I need a matte just to blend things out, this is one of the main like companion palettes that I will reach for. I don't find the formula to be terrible. Like, I don't know that I would use this if I was just doing an all matte look, just because I prefer these shades as blenders, I guess. Is that a thing? I prefer to use these just to blend things out when I have like a shimmer or another matte color that I just need a little bit more of it. So this is Safari, and it is number 6. Okay, so if you didn't already cuss me out over gold, you're about to right now. And number 5 is Metropolis. This is the larger one in terms of number of shades. I think it has 28 in here. And I know, this is like everybody's first love, which again is what I'm saying. When people love something, I start out hating it. So quick story, like I taught sometimes, like when I was forced to, at the undergrad and the grad level. And I hate teaching. So for those of you who are teachers, like, I don't know how you do it, but I can't stand people looking at me all blank. Let me stop. But girl, when I tell you, anyway. So when I've taught, right, typically for me, I start everybody at an A. Everybody starts at an A, and then depending on your work, you're gonna go down or you're gonna stay the same, right? But I have a colleague who's like, I start everybody at an F, and then they have to go up from there. So that is what I sort of see when people really love something. I start at an F. I'm like, I don't like it. Let me see if it's gonna actually be worth the hype. So that's how I started with Metropolis. Everybody loves this palette. I thought I was gonna, no, I didn't think I was gonna love it. I was skeptical. And yeah, it's number 5, y'all. I mean, if you would have caught me last week, it was number 7. But I tried to give it a chance. Now, what I can appreciate about this palette is it has like every color up in here. It's like you could take all of Natasha Denona palettes, pick a color and throw it in here, and like that is the palette. All of the colors are in here. The thing is that I have these shades in other palettes, whether they be Natasha Denona or another brand, that I like better. Do you know what I mean? So like if I wanted to take this ruby shade here, I have other like sparkly ruby kind of shades that I like better than the one in the Metropolis. That's like what it is for me. So yeah, there are also like a lot of repeats, which seems to be the thing in every eyeshadow palette, if we're gonna be honest. Lots of repeats. Like, I feel like she could have taken out like a row or column or something, and it would have been fine. If you don't like the cream to powder formula, there are a lot of them in here. What I have come to realize for me is that I prefer to use the cream to powders to put them on with my finger. That seems to be the easiest. It gives me the most like pigment and most impact. But yeah, it's number 5 just because it's just like, it's like, okay. I appreciate that it has all these colors. I don't have nothing else to say about it. Okay. Number 4 is Biba. Now, this palette is like a neutral lover's dream. If you would have told me a couple years ago that I was going to be like loving on a neutral palette, I would have been like, really? Do you see what color I have on my eyes? So, I find that this is just like the go-to if I want something quick, easy, neutral. Like, I think I can just throw any of these shimmers on, use a matte to blend stuff, and I'm good to go. This is the palette that I tend to reach for when I want to look professional, whatever that means. It means certain things in certain fields. But when I want to look like a regular old psychologist, then I will use this palette. Also, if I'm doing a presentation, like, I don't know about you, but I have like my outfits for things. So I have like my presentation outfits. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know this looks good. If I'm going to be on camera, that looks good. I have room to breathe. No boob sweat is going to show. You know what I mean? So I have those outfits, and this is my presentation palette. Like, I know that it's gonna work. It's gonna go with anything, any of the couple outfits I decide to wear. There's one, like, it is just my go-to dress, and this is my go-to palette, and they just go together so well together. Go together so well together. So I really like that this is easy to use. The colors show up. It's just like a good palette. I really appreciate it. I appreciate what it brings to my collection, and I rely on this as my presentation palette. Okay, 765. Did I say this was number 4? This is number 4, Biba. I'm not starting over. All right, number 3 is Circo Loco, and that is actually on my eyes today. Now, Circo Loco to me is just such a fun palette. If I want to do something, I'm like, I just want to have fun. This is often the palette that I pull out. The shimmers have such impact. Like, all of them are different. They show up really well. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look. This is pretty. And this is like 2 colors. So I really just enjoy this palette. It's so fun. Now, I know with the gold one, I was like, why are those bluish greens there? But that's because, like, there's so much gold and brown in that palette. This one, I'm not expecting a super, like, cohesive color story. Like, this just has every color in it. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is the shimmery version of how I feel about the Safari. So with Safari, if I want a matte just to blend things out, I can find a matte in there. And for Circo Loco, if I want something just fun and cool, I feel like I can just go into this palette, pick a color, and just have fun with it. So that is number 3. All right, y'all, we're at top 2. Number 2, there's a sentimental reason for this one. That is the Sunset palette. And this palette has all the warm colors that I love. Like, similar to gold, I don't understand like this one is here. I use it, but it, like, that was a choice. You know what I'm saying? But I actually like it. The shimmers here, I love. This really is because of the colors. The other thing, I think I shared with you all, my partner saved my life a couple of weeks ago. Like, I'm not even being dramatic. Like, I had a medical emergency. He was there. I was literally out of it. I was unconscious, okay? We're not gonna go into it. And he likes sunsets and sunrises. So whenever I use my sunset palette or my sunrise palette, the midi size, honestly, I think of him, which is kind of annoying because, anyway. I don't know if it would be lower if I didn't have that connection and that appreciation that he didn't let me, you know, not die. I don't know if it will be at a different number, but I cannot separate the connection. Gosh, if anything happens bad between us, I'm gonna have to throw this away. He's stuck with me though. There was a meme where it was like, if you're tired of me, like, just go take a nap. And I'm like, yeah, if you tired of this, just go take a nap, sweetie. I ain't going nowhere. Anyway, number 1, y'all. Lila. This is my number 1 palette. I almost did not want to put it at number 1 because I was like, who else has this at number 1? Y'all, do you see these colors? These are just so pretty. These pinks and purples, these are my favorite colors. I am so basic. I am so basic because I love pink. That is just so gendered and basic. But yes, I love pink. I love purple. My niece loves purple. Whenever I do a look with Lila or Sunset, like, I am mesmerized. I am mesmerized by my eyes. I'm like, wow, that is just so pretty. These are the 2 palettes I feel like they make me look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, even if I don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just so pretty to me. And I may be wrong, but I feel like each shade is different and gives me a different sort of look. And I really like this sort of deeper shimmer here. Like, I just love everything about this palette. I think it's so pretty. I love, love, love the colors. They just make me happy. They're like my happy colors, you know? So this is the palette. Like, it's just, look at my grin. This is what this palette does to me. I just really like this palette, and I think a huge reason is because it has my favorite shades in here. Like, Sunset has my favorite warm shades, but this palette has the pinks and purples that I just love. I could wear this palette every day and be okay with it. All right, y'all. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Here come Rose. Okay, so those are my 7. Like, let me know what yours are, because I already know we're different, right? I already know, but we can still be cool, okay? You don't have to respect my list, but we can respect that we differ in our opinions on how we would rank things, you know? Anyway, hopefully this was helpful in some way. Make sure to head on over to Dion's channel and watch her video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.